What's up, guys? This is Murdoch. I've got my paintball set up to show you and give you a couple of tips on some of you first beginners and some of the things that you probably want to look at getting. So let's get to it. First things first, you've seen my my Planet Eclipse ETHA. I've got a review on my channel. That's my gun that I use. The hopper I'm running is a Empire Prophecy Z2. Loving the hopper so far. I don't personally prefer the speed feeds. I actually like these doors here. I haven't had any issues with the magnetic closures, but you know, the hopper functions well for me. Runs great in the ETHA. You know, that's going to set you back quite a bit, but you know, it's definitely worth it. You know, it's kind of like a gun's only as good as the ammo you put in it. So, you know, your paintball gun's really only as good as the hopper. So, you know, splurge, get you a nice hopper. You know, that's what I run. ETHA likes it. Moving right along. For the tank, I'm running a Empire. I think it's a 68, 4,500 psi, 68 cubic inch. I think it's cubic inch is what they rate them at. 68 CI tank. You know, get you a tank protector. You know, you don't want to drop these things on concrete or anything. You don't want it bouncing around. You want to keep it. This you know, tank will kill you if you don't treat it right. So yeah, that's my tank. Some of you people may prefer, you know, running the smaller tanks, the smaller cubic inch tanks, and that's fine. If you're a recreational, you know, shooter, you know, you're probably going to want the bigger tanks. But you know, if your air supply is easily accessible in between matches, you can run a smaller tank and you know, still get away with, you know, playing only a couple of games and then going to, you know, refill. And then also you'll have a, you know, a lighter gun, and you know, you won't fatigue as fast. But yeah, this Empire tank's, you know, worked good for me. I would definitely recommend an Empire tank. I think they're using Ninja regulators on these where I bought from my paintball store. Almost positive, not sure though. But yeah, here's my tank. Let's see, for pods, I usually run about 3 pods. I usually don't need any more unless we're playing tournament. But I run just these Empire flip top pods. They're good. I don't really necessarily have any issues with them. You know, probably the only issue is, you know, when you go to pull them out of your harness and you're getting ready to empty it, you know, you want to make sure that you got it set up that it's going into that hopper. Otherwise, most of it's going to end up on the ground. I do have a dial lock lid pod. I do not like it. It does hold more rounds than these Empires, but you have issues like this where there's a delay in the lock. You push it, and sometimes it doesn't release, and then it just releases sometimes when it wants to. I've even seen these, you know, these locks get hit and the whole pod drop out. So wouldn't really recommend it, but I do keep it as a backup in case I lose one or break one or whatever. But yeah, I would definitely recommend. These are a lot cheaper anyway. These Empire just standard flip top pods, and they work great. Once they snap close, they're there, and you can feel with your thumb where you need to be, and you can be anywhere on the pod to open it. You don't necessarily have to be right across from the spring. On the dial lock lid, you gotta find that lid release to open it. There's just no other way around it. You know, you gotta hit it. So that's the pods I'm running. Definitely get you some knee pads. I got these at, we have a store called Play It Again Sports, and actually use these pads, or I don't use them, but I got them on clearance. I think I got I think it was $4 a piece. So about $8 got you some knee pads. You know, it's not a whole lot of padding. You can get some of the skateboard stuff, you know, that's got the, you know, the plastic around the knee. That's great, but you know, I like mobility and movement, so I went with these lightweight. I think these are called slider pads for baseball. They work great, and they give you enough cushion that when you do kneel down, you know, if you're kneeling on a rock or a root or something, it's not gonna hurt your knee. So definitely get you some knee pads. You hurt your knees, you'll be out the rest of your life. It's not worth it. Let's see. What else do I carry? Let's go ahead and get to the goggles. For my mask, I run a dye I4. These masks are awesome. You're going to pay a nice price for them, but they are worth it. I have not had any fogging issues. I played in the rain. I played in heavy humidity. It just hasn't been an issue. So if you can afford it, definitely go with some nice, you know, a nice mask. The dye I4s are nice. This is actually a mirror lens. I used the clear lens. I've still got it, but you know, I took it right off. I like the mirror lens. I like the look it gives. The straps are okay. I'd actually probably prefer a double strap. But yeah, to each his own. So dye I4, definitely recommend them. Good mask. Let's see. Another thing you'll probably need to get is some slider shorts. They come in all different sizes. They come in padded and everything. These I actually picked up from a sports store, and they're not necessarily padded, but they provide you know, they got a nice feel for one. Second of all, you know, they allow the fabric, you know, your pants or your shorts, whatever you wear, they allow your fabric to slide across your body and not chafe against you. You know, and that's a big thing, especially in heat. You know, it's got, I picked these up for like $14, but it's got padded material sewn in to the sides, and I think these were also designed for baseball, but they're called slider shorts, and they are kind of a compression fit on your body, so that they're always going to be tight. But you know, all this added protection when you're sliding definitely helps. I'd recommend getting a pair. Another thing, bandana. You know, it could be whatever. This, I actually made this one out of an old shirt. But wear a bandana. It keeps the sweat out of your eyes. You know, take it, fold it up. You know, tie it up. Put your mask on top of it. It'll keep the sweat out of your eyes. It'll soak up all the sweat. And I like to be inclined to think that it would also help with the fogging of your mask, keeping all that moisture out of your face and, you know, your facial area. So get you a bandana or make one out of an old shirt, something soft material. That'll help you out a lot. In my bag on the field, get you a Straightshot. Prefer these a lot more than, you know, the battle swabs. The battle swabs, you know, if you're in game, they'll help, but I actually carry the Straightshot in game for the simple fact that, you know, when you depress the spring, the plunger actually comes out and it turns, allowing you to go into the barrel, and then when you release the plunger, it pulls the spring back and actually pulls all the paint out, rather than shoving all the paint into your eyes and into your breech, you know, dirtying up your gun unnecessarily. So Straightshot would definitely recommend it. You know, it's got the fabric material on the end so that you can take your barrel apart and also, you know, push it through when you're outside of a game. But recommend one of those. You can probably get those for, I think, less than $10. I carry a microfiber cloth. As I knock all my stuff off, I carry a microfiber cloth in my bag for my lens specifically. And I also carry my own cleaner. So you know, after every match, you know, spray your face mask down, and you know, use a microfiber cloth to clean your lens and keep it scratch free, so to speak. You don't have to have a microfiber cloth. You can use any soft tissue. I just prefer these. I had some of these laying around, so I decided to use them. Here's a little tip. I also carry this in my bag. This is pretty much like Rain-X. It's called Castrol Super Clean, AccuVision, whatever. You can also find, you know, maybe find Rain-X in a small bottle like this. And what you want to do, especially on days when it's raining, and you tend to have a lot of barrel breaks, or you're running brittle paint and you have a lot of barrel breaks, spray down your barrel before you go to the field, or you know, even in between things, and coat your barrel down with this stuff. And what it'll do is if you have a barrel break or even a breech break, it'll keep that paint from sticking to the side of your barrel, and will actually force the, you know, every time you fire a shot, it'll just be pushing the paint out of the barrel. So that's just a little tip. You know, it's kind of frowned upon in tournaments, but you know, it is what it is. Any advantage you can get is great. You know, if you have a barrel break and you're shooting a lot of paint, you know, if that paint sticks up on one side of the paintball, you're going to start getting spirals and all kinds of different, you know, balls flying everywhere. So, recommend some Rain-X or some Castrol Super Clean AccuVision. Let's see what else. Go ahead and get you I like to carry a backpack on the field or out to the field. This is a cheapo outdoor product. It's a $20 backpack. I can store a Paintball Caddy, extra air tank, Straightshot, Rain-X. I can carry towels. I can carry everything I need in one backpack. So I definitely recommend one of those to carry all your stuff around. Make it a lot easier on you traveling back and forth between, you know, the car or the store or the field or wherever. So pick you up a backpack. Let's see what else we got. Let's go ahead and do the harness. This harness is a Vulcan, and I think it's a 4-3. 4-3 meaning you've got your 4 primary packs, and then you've got your 3 auxiliary in between. Your 4 primaries will have your Velcro closures. Harnesses are nice. It makes it a lot easier to carry paint while you're on the field, instead of throwing. I've seen people throw pods in pockets, but you know, whatever you want to do is fine. But I prefer running a harness. And those Empire pods work real well with this harness. You don't have to buy a new harness. I picked this up off eBay for like 25 bucks. You know, if you can get a good deal at your local paintball store, buy one from there. Support your local paintball store. I couldn't afford it at the time, so I went price shopping on eBay and found this used one, and it was in barely used condition. So get you a harness if you want to, especially if you shoot a lot of paint. If you don't, you know, you may not need it. I remember when I first started playing paintball, I could get by with 1 hopper per game, but as you move up into electronic markers and higher paced games of paintball, you shoot a lot more paint. Hence the reason you need a harness. Alright, last but not least, your paintball caddies. You can make this out of whatever you want. Just, you know, please don't buy a $20 paintball caddy. It's not, you don't need it. And I hate to put those companies down, but I really think they're overcharging for what they are. This is a cereal container from Walmart. I think I picked it up for about $7. And not only is it airtight, it's made by Rubbermaid, but those Empire pods fit perfectly into this hole to fill a pod. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. And a lot cheaper. If you don't even want to buy something, if you've got laundry detergent bottles around that you're not using, or after you use them up, you throw them away. Save one. This will hold 2.5 bags. Let's see, that's going to be right at about, I don't know, 1,200 rounds of paintballs. This will do the same thing. Now, with the detergent bottle, a lot of them have those little white spouts with a little red button on it. You push it, it's meant to sit like this, and you push it and it drains into the cup. But what I did is I took it off. The valve, you can actually just pull it out or unscrew it out on some models, and then you cut this opening a little bit bigger than the hole that's there, and then I took a Dremel and just kind of sanded it down smooth, and these caps lock on tight enough to keep the paintballs from coming out, and it's got a nice handle. So you can make your paintball caddy out of whatever you want, but as a nice free option, that works good. Just wash it out real well. If you want to go buy something, this is a lot sturdier. It's made out of a thicker plastic, doesn't give as much. I actually slide this in my backpack when going out to the field to keep my paint in it. So either way, there's your some ideas for a paintball caddy. And that's it, guys. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave any comments you want. Shoot me an email. I'll try and help you as best I can. But yeah, that's my setup. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope the tips help.